one spot. Welcome to Plate It. My name's Mark, and today we're doing a special corned beef and cabbage recipe that I think is gonna stay in your recipes for a long time. You'll be keeping this in the rotation. The family will enjoy this tremendously. You can cook it several different types of ways, but being that this is a brisket, and they brined it, and so now it's a corned beef. You can cook this either way. You could have did this on the grill, but today we're gonna do it in the crock pot, in a slow cooker. Okay, we're gonna keep it on low and let it go low and slow. We've got, you wanna get anywhere between a 3 and 4 pound piece of corned beef. It can have the fat on the cap, or you could take it off and trim it. And it could be flat like this, or it could be in any type of shape. You're gonna find them all sorts of ways. But this is our first step in showing you how to make the corned beef and cabbage today. Let me go over some of the ingredients that we're gonna be using. Besides the corned beef, we're gonna use some pickling spice and some bay leaves. We're gonna be using some black peppercorns. We just have some like seasoned salt here that we find is very good with it. And then we have some better than bouillon chicken broth here to get started. And we're gonna use about 3 cups of water. So let's go ahead and get started. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. And if you have, thank you. Give us a thumbs up and a great comment below. All the ingredients will be in the description below as well. So thank you, and let's go. Okay, let's get the corned beef into the slow cooker. But before this, you did see us chop up do the prep for all the vegetables to get them ready, because it's corned beef and cabbage. There's other vegetables that are involved. Right now, we're gonna just put the brisket into the slow cooker and turn it on, since that's gonna take the longest. And we'll get on to the vegetables after that. Okay, now it's ready to be cooked and seasoned. But before we do that, we opened it up, we split it up again, and we left it all in its natural juices. So everything that was in the bag, you put into the crock pot. And then you can pour over about 3 cups of water Or you can just use a little bit of the chicken bouillon, which I did, a tablespoon of chicken bouillon with 3 cups of water. That was 1, and here's 2 more. We're gonna put about 3 bay leaves in here and some pickling spice. The ingredients will be in the description box below. Let's get this pickling spice on here. Some of your favorite seasoning salt, probably about a tablespoon of that. And some black peppercorns, and that's it. We are ready to go. We'll see you on the other side. We're gonna cut it on low. We're back, and we cooked the corned beef brisket in a slow cooker for about 10 hours. You don't have to cook the corned beef that long. You can cook it on a higher temperature, maybe put it to high for 7 hours in the slow cooker in the crock pot. So you can do that, but we wanted to make sure that the meat was very tender. Now, a piece of brisket is normally kind of tough, so you want to cook it low and slow, and that's really going to make it very tender and very flavorful too, the longer that it cooks. So you can't go wrong there. Next, we're going to go ahead and caramelize some onions here, because we're going to do the slow cooker corned beef, but we're going to grill off and caramelize the vegetables. Just watch this process here. It's going to be very good, and I hope you use it. So let's get started with that. We're dropping down some butter, and we're putting a little olive oil in here to get these onions caramelized up first. Now is that we're gonna go ahead, and we've already grilled down and sauteed the onions. Next, because we don't need to blanch the onions, we just caramelize them, but before we caramelize the rest of the veggies, we have to cook them down a little bit. And that's what we're doing now. We're gonna use the same broth that the slow cooker had for the corned beef, that we transferred it into this pot here. So you can take a look here. We've got it in here boiling, and that's the broth from the corned beef that it yielded. So that's ready to go. And now we're just gonna cook these for about 4 or 5 minutes. The potatoes, we've got 2 pounds of red potatoes that you don't even have to take the skin off of. We just washed them off, quartered them, and we're gonna go ahead and put them in now. And we're doing things one at a time. I'm not gonna put the carrots in at the same time that I'm doing this. So we're gonna drop a little thyme in here with that, maybe a little parsley here, and let that cook down for about 4 or 5 minutes. And when we come back, we'll be taking them out. Okay, up next, we are gonna take out the potatoes. They've been cooking for about 6 to 8 minutes, and they're fork tender and ready to go. We'll just drain them, put them right over here before we caramelize them. Let them rest for a second, because we're gonna put the carrots in next. And we'll just drop them in. And they'll go for about another 4 to 5 minutes. And then we'll take those off next. All right, we're just gonna take this out and get the caramelization process going, and we're all ready to plate in a minute. We only cook this for about 4 to 5 minutes, and it's really tender. And then when we finish it in the stir fry in the skillet, it's not gonna be like the southern fried cabbage, but it's this is corned beef and cabbage together. Okay, so we're gonna start the frying process for the vegetables. I'm gonna add about a tablespoon of bacon fat in here, leftover from breakfast. Time to add the cabbage. We already grilled our onions off. Add a little bit at a time.